Felendrell and Shay Stricker, and we are Prestige Worldwide. Our business development plan is on the Jackson House Inn, which is a bed and breakfast in Woodstock, Vermont.
Alright, to give you guys a brief history, the house was built in 1890 as a private residence. It first became a bed and breakfast in 1940 when it was purchased by the Jackson family, and the current owners, Rick and Kathy Terwell, purchased it in 2010, making them the 6th owners. They spent 4 months renovating the property as part of their goal of restoring the property to its former historic beauty. The owners are striving to provide an unmatched service and stay experience with the ultimate goal of creating enough profit to retire comfortably. And they're also currently compiling the data needed to create a profit-maximizing pricing strategy. Now I'll pass it to Colin for the opportunity.
So the main product of the inn would be the guest room, and as Shay mentioned, there are 11 rooms in total, 5 classic rooms and 6 suites. And the key difference between them is the size of the room. But more importantly, with the bed and breakfast style of industry are the services that Rick and Kathy provide. Customers who choose B&Bs do so not for the room, because they could otherwise go for a hotel. They choose for the services that come along with that, so it's really key that Rick and Kathy capitalize on these services. As for the operations, they're pretty much split evenly between Rick and Kathy. Rick prepares the breakfast in the morning and also does maintenance tasks outside and around the property, while Kathy is the front of the house dealing with reservations and check-ins and that sort of thing. Along with Rick and Kathy, there are 2 other part-time employees, Nick and Terry. Nick also does maintenance around the house, and Terry is the head of house cleaning. And for the facilities, the 2 main focal points of the facilities are the industrial-sized kitchen that was just mentioned here, and the dining room. It's a 40-seat dining room, and then also as the grounds are very key. The property is on 3 acres, and there's a freshwater pond and other gardens around, so it can support large events like weddings and parties. So here's Rose to talk about the market now.
Alright, so the Jackson House Inn has a 3-pronged marketing strategy, so it's web, print, and then word of mouth. And the customer base is almost wholly adult couples. So they're usually tourists to the area who are either visiting for the beautiful foliage, skiing, biking, or visiting their children in their local summer camps, or Dartmouth College, which is right nearby. The customers are willing to pay a high price point for the upper echelon inn experience. Alright, so competitively, according to the 2012 TripAdvisor Index, 30% of accommodation owners in the United States said that their businesses have been extremely or very profitable in the past 6 months. So that makes this industry very lucrative. The Jackson House Inn does not consider big chain hotels to be competition because they're a completely different target market, and like Colin said, people come here for the service. In Woodstock, there are 4 main competitors who are actually friendly in nature because they know that any tourism to the small city is good for all the local businesses and means that they might have future customers as well. Alright, the strategy of the Jackson House Inn is differentiation, and it's a focused niche market. Of its 4 main competitors, the Jackson House Inn, hands down, offers the best complimentary breakfast. So, SWOT analysis. Beautiful grounds are an industry standard. However, the industrial-sized kitchen that Colin mentioned already sets it apart. This service feeds into the sustainable competitive advantage of unparalleled customer service. The opportunities we see is an increase in demand in the area, which can be captured through more aggressive marketing. Expanding on the breakfast, which is already the largest current word-of-mouth generator, which is a great opportunity. And then the opportunities go hand in hand with the weaknesses of their social media presence and their local issue of finding quality seasonal help. Threats include bad weather and potential burnout of the owners. But moving on, we'll pass it to Shay for financials.
Alright, for our financial analysis, we had to make a couple important assumptions. First, our inventory equals 0 due to the nature of the business. We receive payments and they're transferred to our bank account immediately, making the accounts receivable equal 0. And also our accounts payable equals 0 because our expenses are paid with cash immediately. These assumptions kind of make the liquidity ratios look great because we hold plenty of cash, and also our only liability is the mortgage. So our cash conversion cycle equals 0, and our net balance position equals $12,600, meaning we have plenty of working capital to pay for our operations. However, our profitability ratios don't look so good. We're $66,000 in the red, and that needs to turn around quickly. For our 2-year projections, as you can see, our assumptions do look a little optimistic, but we also believe they're realistic because we believe there will be a reputation for excellence that will develop under the new owners, meaning a price increase will be allowed. And also our increased marketing efforts should increase occupancy, and also our expenses will be dropping dramatically because our renovations have been completed. Okay, so with this model we return about $12,000. However, our ratios are still negative because the owners are investing more than that return. The good news, however, is that it seems feasible for the owners to meet their goal of being profitable in 5 years. Any growth is to continue thereafter. And now I'll pass it to Colin for the first recommendation.
So our first recommendation, one of the key selling points of the Jackson House Inn has been Rick's Breakfast. The guests have really responded well to them. So we see this as an opportunity to expand to the local market of the community. And with that, our idea is a Sunday brunch with a fixed price menu serving 2 different courses. And this opportunity and venture is really profitable because Rick and Kathy inherited the dining space and the industrial size kitchen. So there's no startup costs involved. So they can really just start a profit already. And here is Rose with our next recommendation.
All right, lastly, our second recommendation of improving the Jackson House Inn is their social media presence. So because the biggest target market is adult couples, that means half of the people staying in the inn are female. And also, all the pictures we've been using are from the actual inn, which is just absolutely beautiful. So we think that Pinterest would be a really great way to get the Jackson House Inn awareness up, and it could possibly go viral. So people from around the country would want to come and see the beautiful foliage in the fall. All right, another great site is the Rafflecopter, which is a giveaway site that could be targeted to new people who already frequent the area. So let's say Dartmouth parents. Because we know once you get them in the door of the Jackson House Inn, the superior service, once they're there, will keep them as loyal customers. So thank you very much. That's everything.